أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم সুপ্রিয় শিক্ষার্থীবৃন্দ, by the grace of Allah we have got Ramadan. It's an opportunity to purify, to rectify ourselves. So Alhamdulillah, Summa Alhamdulillah. In my previous classes, I discussed about minerals, ores, natural resources. Today, I'm going to start from 10.2, lesson 10.2. The headline metal extraction. But I don't like to discuss at first metal extraction. Before extraction of metals, you have some duties. You have to apply some processes. But what is called metal extraction? My dear, metal extraction, it means all the metals of this universe are not in free state. They are in compound state. Some unreactive elements, less reactive elements may remain in as element or metal. So if you want to get the free elements, free metals, must you have to extract from the non-metals. You know, highly reactive metals can form compound like you know, my dear students, highly reactive elements like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, they are, you know, they are highly reactive, so electrolysis process will be applied for them. And less reactive elements, you know, carbon reduction process will be applied. But before extracting, we have to apply some process like we have to gather ore. Otherwise, how can it possible to extract metals? At first you have to get ores, then you have to extract metal from the ores. But is it possible to collect the ores as pure state? No. Here is given some ores, you can see. This is the pure state of ores of some metals. But from it is excavated from the mine, clay, sand or impurities can be mixed with the ores. That's why, my dear, you have to apply some process. The first one, crushing the ores. Some process are given in your textbook. Number one, crushing the ores, condensation of ores, conversion of condensed ore to oxides, conversion of metallic oxides to free metals, purification of metals. However, the steps of metal extraction is decided by the properties of the ores. All steps are not necessary for all ores. That's why you have to apply some process you have to take some steps. So I can give an example what is metal extraction. Then you will understand when metal will be free from the other elements like oxygen, like chlorine or carbonate, then it will be metal extraction. Okay, here you can see zinc oxide plus carbon. In the left hand side, zinc oxide, which is metallic oxide. Now I want to make it free from the oxide. Just I want to get zinc as an element. So I have to mix carbon, then carbon will grab the oxygen, a reduction process will occur and zinc will be freed and carbon monoxide will be out as impurities. So this zinc oxide is a compound. But Mr. Zinc, you have to think, what's its link? There is no link, only zinc. It is an element. So in such a way, when you will get the metal, then this is called metal extraction. So this is called metal extraction. Similarly, when you will get sodium from the sodium chloride, then you can understand this is metal extraction. So my dear students, zinc oxide plus carbon, zinc plus carbon monoxide. But you have to think from where you are getting zinc oxide. What is the source? What is the source? My dear, calamine. Calamine is the source of zinc oxide. Calamine is the ore. Calamine is the ore of zinc oxide. What is the formula of calamine? My dear, zinc carbonate. When you will apply heat zinc carbonate, then you will get zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. So to get zinc, at first you have to collect ore of zinc, main ore of zinc carbonate, which is known as calamine, and also zinc blend, another ore. Later we will discuss, and already we have learned from my previous classes. So I think you can understand easily zinc carbonate, it means zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. So easily you can understand. So ores will be collected through the different process, and from the ore we can extract zinc by some processes, electrolysis, carbon reduction and self reduction or auto reduction. So my dear, I believe you have understood properly. And now we have to discuss about the process to ensure the purify of the ores. The first one, crushing the ores. Whatever you are getting as ore from the mineral, they are in big in size. So we have to make it smaller, so extraction process will be easier. So we have to crush. Here you can see the diagram easily. In the left hand side, here you can see the larger pieces of ore like a stone. You can see it's converting into a smaller one. It is converting into a smaller one. So this is called crushing. Perhaps you have seen while you are passing, while you are going to school, that time you can see the breaking bricks by a converter. jaw crusher to make the building. Similarly, my dear student, you can understand the next one. Here is given also another diagram. So my dear, this is the process of crushing. You can understand easily. I hope you can see. Okay? So my dear student, it's not necessary to see the all sides of my slide. How you can crush the metals from the larger one. In the left hand side you can see, and this is the still picture, not only still picture, you can see the larger one, blue color, here is gone gray color, is converting into smaller one. And this is crushing by the jaw crusher. So if you want to collect the ore as a smaller one, you can see another one. Just we have to make it powder. We have to make it powder like this. So this is the clear process. This is the clear process of crushing ore. When it will convert into a smaller one, then it will be easiest to extract the metal from its ore. And then you can make it closure, which is known as condensation. So at first we have to make it small pieces into the larger one by the jaw crusher. And here you can understand, you can enjoy the animation. So what is crushing? Just when the larger one will convert into a smaller one, or like the powder, to extract the metal easily, this is called crushing. My dear students, condensation of ores. The crushing powder will be collected by you to extract the metal. But you know, from the mine, some impurities are coming easily, like clay, like sand, or other unwanted rocks, or other unwanted minerals. But you have to extract a specific metals ore. That's why you have to collect the definite ores, which is known as condensation, to gather in a certain place. You have to apply some processes. So what is condensation? The process that is employed to separate these impurities from the intended metals is called condensation of ores. Various kinds of condensation process are given in your textbook. The first one is hydraulic process, hydraulic method, or hydraulic process. What is that hydraulic process? Perhaps you have heard about the gravitation process. You know the larger pieces can make attraction according to the Newton's law. So when the ores will be washed away by passing water, then the larger ores will remain together by the attraction, which is known as gravity and gravitation. And the smaller one will float, and easily it will wash away. So my dear students, here you can see the process. In the left hand side, water is coming, and from the conical system, here the ores are coming, and by this water it's washed away. The lighter parts will be washed away easily, and the heavier part, the lower part, here you can see the blue, deep blue color. This is ore, your expected ore, your wanted ore. So my dear students, normally ferric oxide, aluminum oxide, magnetic or other heavier aluminum oxide, it means bauxite, ferric oxide, magnetite, such kind of heavier ores can be collected by hydraulic method. So in your textbook it's given, this method is usually applied for oxide ores. The particles of oxide are comparatively heavy while the impurities are light. In the process, the ore is powered on a slanted chamber table and water is powered on the ore. At this, the heavy ore becomes condensed and goes inside the chamber while the impurities are washed away with water. This way, the ores are condensed. So my dear students, perhaps you have understood the hydraulic wash. Nothing else. Just you have to power some water on the ore, then heavier ore will remain together and the lighter ores will wash away. Okay, then you have to collect your ores to extract the specific metals. Next process, froth flotation method. Froth flotation method. My dear, full care. What's given here? Gangue is one kind of unwanted things. Gangue is one kind of unwanted things like slag. You have no need to collect the gangue, so you have to avoid like sand, clay, such kind of unwanted impurities also are known as gangue. So to avoid the gangue, we have to apply these processes like the hydraulic method and froth flotation method, magnetic separation method, even chemical process also. Now, froth flotation method you can see easily. My dear, for which causes we can apply this process? There are different types of ores, you know. Before froth flotation method, we have learned about hydraulic process for oxide ores, but for sulfur ores, froth flotation method will be applied. Froth flotation process, my dear, just you have to mix water and oil, pine oil or oil, then you have to power by the air pressure, then sulfide ores will float easily over the water and oil, and the heavier gangue or unwanted things will remain under the container, under the water or oil. Just we can understand in your textbook, really a clear picture is given. In your textbook, really a clear picture is given where is taken a test tube. Just an example, clay sands are mixed with the sulfide ores, then with oil and water, you should shake, automatically sulfur ore will float and the heavier one will remain under the oil or water. So in your textbook, really a clear picture is given, so you can understand also. Here is given a container for froth flotation method. What is the process? Just you have to take a container and where you have to large tank, you have to take some water and later oil is slowly added to the mixture. When air is blown on the ore, the sulfide ore dissolves in the oil and floats up as froth. The froth is collected while the impurities remain at the bottom of the tank. So my dear students, you can see in the right hand side here voluntary is given here, jerking will happen, so lighter things will float and heavier things will remain under this oil and water. So this process will be applied for sulfide ores. What is sulfide ores? You know, zinc sulfide, zinc blende and galena. Kuthay galena? Are lead sulfide, PBS. So my dear students, zinc sulfide and lead sulfide will be collected in such a way, froth flotation method. in your exam for 2 marks questions answer you have to write. Okay, then you have to draw the test tubes image, it will be better for you. So froth flotation process, I believe this is easier for you, this is not new. Now what are you looking, what are you watching here? Observe carefully what's happening here. Here is given a magnetic roller. 2 types of substances are rolling on this roller. Blue color is non-magnetic substances and red colors are magnetic substances, my dear. So if you want to collect the magnetic ores like the ore of irons, titanium, then you can apply this process. Very interesting. In our textbook, rutile and chromides like ferrous oxide and chromium oxide and rutile, the ore of titanium oxide, titanium, you can use this process. This is known as magnetic separation process. They will be attracted by magnet when these wheels will move, revolve, then the rolling waves will make sure the magnetic substances will be fallen to the closest container, and the floating substances which is lighter, it will go far away. In such a way you can collect the magnetic ores. I can show another image so that you can understand, which is similar to your textbook. Here you can see this one from where the ores are coming. This is ruler and here is given magnetic ruler. When it's coming, the magnetic substance is collected to the closest container and the lighter one is falling here. So my dear, it's similar to your textbook. Okay, it's very similar to your textbook, you can understand easily. So if you want to collect the ores of iron, we have to apply magnetic separation, and also titanium ores will be collected with this system. This is called magnetic separation method. And here is given clear image. The middle disc is magnetic roller, and this one is belt, and this one stripers. The black parts is the magnetic ores. It's coming down to the closest one because it is attracted to the magnet. It is attracted to the magnet. And the unwanted things, here is given gang, G-A-N-G-U-E, gang. Are you clear, my dear? I believe you are in clear position, and also I am using another mobile so that I can see your screen. In my mobile, your screen is coming clearly, okay, and full screen. I don't know why you are not clear. Okay, my dear, you can change your mobile as landscape system, then you can see, I believe. But I have collected another mobile, and through this Facebook also I am observing the screen so that I can understand whether it is in perfect position or not. Okay, my dear, I believe you are observing the image and you can understand. An image can express 1,000 words. An image, an animation can express 1,000 words. This chapter is boring chapter, you know, and nobody wants to read properly, but I think it will be interesting for everybody. Okay, this body to make concentration. So my dear, I believe you are watching properly and you will apply in your examination. So from this process, from 3 processes processes are described. Number one, hydraulic process, hydrolytic method. Number two, froth flotation method after crushing, and number three, magnetic process, and fourth one is chemical process. But I don't want to discuss about the chemical process today, because it's very important process. But from chapter 9 you can understand where I described aluminum oxide dihydrate. It means bauxite, aluminum oxide dihydrate, bauxite ores will be collected by chemical process. Okay, how? You know, sodium hydroxide is a base, strong base. Aluminum oxide is amphoteric oxide. What is amphoteric oxide? Amphoteric oxides which can act like an acid, which can act like a base. It means it's similar to the common gender. Don't take it others, my dear fathers and my dear students. Don't take it others. It's like a common gender. It can act like gents, it can act like girls. Similarly, aluminum oxide, zinc oxide, lead oxide, they are known as amphoteric oxide. So you can recite and memorize easily. O Jan, alo pabo. O Jan, it means zinc oxide. Alo, aluminum oxide. Pabo, PbO, lead oxide. O Jan, or Jano, alo pabo. Jano, alo pabo. Zinc oxide, aluminum oxide, lead oxide, they are known as amphoteric oxides. They can react with base and acid. That's why they are known as amphoteric oxide. So my dear students, to excavate ores of aluminum, and purely when you want to separate the gangue or unwanted impurities, then you have to apply chemical process. Imagine that with aluminum oxides, in aluminum oxides or unwanted like sulfur or magnetic ores are present. Now you have to mix sodium hydroxide. Only sodium hydroxide can react with aluminum oxide. Then it will be sodium aluminate. Then we have to mix water. Then it will convert into aluminum hydroxide. Yeah, then if you apply heat, then aluminum hydroxide will convert into aluminum oxide. So in such a way, through the chemical process, you can separate the aluminum ores from the unwanted mixtures like gangue, sand, clay, etc. So these are the process of puring the ores. I believe you have understood everything. So my dear students, really short time, only 30 minutes. So for fixed 20 minutes, 25 minutes and 5 minutes for understood. So my dear student, what's your homework? Just you have to recite 3 process: hydrolytic process, and the second one froth flotation process, third one magnetic separation process. Most important, crushing, just for reading, and I believe you have understood everything. Shubho Ramadan. Be safe and stay safe and stay home. I believe by the grace of Allah will be free from the curse of coronavirus. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.